And she walked in and she goes, "That would definitely be Roger Moore." She said, "Because I have been out for dinner with him. He didn't get me out of a burning building, but I have shanked him."
For this next section, we've gone through your Instagram. Jack and I have done what we're best at, and that's stalking people. And
really?
Essentially, we've got 3 photos that we found of you, and we just want you to elaborate a little bit. So the first one we've got here is you next to an Aston Martin. So I know you've been involved in James Bond a little bit. Jack is a massive James Bond fan. So I thought you could just enlighten Jack a little bit here and just tell us what your involvement with the James Bond franchise was.
That was like a promo for I was briefly I was in Spectre for a little while. I was Christoph Waltz's double on Spectre. So I basically did all the back shots for Christoph. Got to work with him a little bit, and which was an honor, on its own, to be fair. It was a fantastic experience, you know what I mean? Because for me, he was the best thing in Spectre anyway. But that was like kind of like a promo because my name's Bond and all the rest of it. Yeah. And that was the original car. But yeah, I got to do the Spectre thing, and although all the back shots were me, while Christoph could go off and do some more important sort of scenes, and I saved time. Do you know what I mean? So, but it was funny with that because I had to drop quite a lot of weight because I'm a bit bigger than him, and I had to sort of slim right down. And there's no way I could do it now. I'm just way too big. Christoph is quite slight. So but working with him every day and running some lines with him and things like that was amazing. So yeah.
Do you remember what scenes it was?
Yeah, I did the one. So basically, the main scene was one where James Bond's looking down and Christoph Waltz is doing the whole thing, with the big thing. So that was kind of my back shots and stuff like that. The bit where he has all his face done, they basically did it on me first to see how long it took. Honestly, it was incredible. It took 3 hours to have the facial scarring done. I had to be completely, no beard, nothing, shaved up in that way. It was great, and like I got to, I got to work with Daniel Craig as well, obviously, but I got to see, at Pinewood, I actually got a really privileged thing because they actually have like a costume part in Pinewood just for James Bond. So I went in there because I was originally going to play a security guy and putting up a camera, but he got cut anyway, that one. But and you can go into this sort of locker and it's all like and you can see every James Bond dinner jacket that's ever been used in every film. Every costume was there. It's like a museum of all the costumes and of James Bond. So you've got the thing from Jaws, you've got the space suits, you got all the dinner jackets, the one that Sean Connery wore, Roger Moore wore, everything. It's amazing. You can't touch them, but they were there. I was looking at them. I was like, wow, this is incredible. Because I'm a massive Bond fan as well, obviously. But it was a great experience. Fantastic. I loved it.
I'm incredibly jealous.
Yeah, I mean, I was very privileged. I couldn't believe it. Honestly, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And there was a guy there, and he was like tailoring this suit. And I said, what's that suit for? And he said, it's for the final scene where Daniel Craig's wearing a gin suit. I was like, what, are you actually making it? And he goes, yeah, I'm making it here. It's like, wow, it's amazing. So,
I think they did the same for Sean Connery during his days as well. Like at Savile Row, they sort of tailored suits for him and stuff. Yeah.
So, it was... and it was kind of very surreal, but that was that little bit there, yeah. So, and I'm too old to play him now, so but that would be a dream.
Jack, being such a big James Bond fan, before we move on, do you have any other Bond questions you want to get out your system there?
Oh my God, I feel like we could be here all day otherwise. It would become a Bond conversation. Like, No, I'll hold off. But honestly,
Jack, I have a great story. If you want to hear it quickly, I'll tell it as quick as I can. We were all in the makeup room, and we just locked hours of waiting around and stuff like that. And so the girl who looks after Daniel, a woman called Zoe, a couple of other makeup. So there's me, Daniel's double, and a few other people. And they were going, okay, so if you had to pick a Bond to go to dinner with, get you out of a burning building, and actually sleep with, who would it be? So obviously the girl who looks after Daniel goes, "Oh, Daniel, I haven't obviously had to sleep with him." I was like, "You're right." And to get me out of a burning, but he'd be great. Somebody else said something, and I said, I would definitely pick Sean Connery. And then there's a lady who works at Pine with a lady called Effie, who's worked there since she was like 17. She's probably 80 now, or then. And she walked in and she goes, "That would definitely be Roger Moore," she said, "because I have been out for dinner with him. He didn't get me out of a burning building, but I have shanked him."
Oh.
So I was like, "What?" And she just walked out. I was like, so yeah, that was really funny. I always tell that to people.
I've seen a lot of background on Roger Moore, and that just doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Yeah, no, he's hilarious. I mean, I'm a big Sean Connery fan. For me, I would be Sean, but I think Roger Moore's had a comedic kind of take on Bond, and he was very funny.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, I know that Spectre was on TV the other night, but I don't think I'm going to be able to watch it the same way now. I think I'm going to see certain shots. Don't
let it spoil you. Yeah. She may not be here anymore. I don't know, but yeah, because that was a while ago now. 2000. When was that? 2016. Was it?
With your second name being Bond, are you sick to death of people throwing James Bond related jokes at you? Because Jack and I were laughing that I could easily have been here with my cat, stroking her while you got here, saying I've been expecting you, Mr. Bond. But we decided against it in the end, because I bet that's not the first time that's happened.
Well, you know what? It could be a lot worse. It's done me. It's helped me a few times.
Oh, okay, true.
Because it's been. I mean, listen. I think the funniest thing I ever had was years ago. I was in a restaurant, and they had a thing like a waiting bit for before you go in, and so we were waiting there, and on the tunnel he goes, "Can Mr. Bond please take his seat?" And you could hear the maitre d' going dang 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 dang. And the woman I was with, she's like, "God, does this happen a lot?" I went, "No, not really, no." Don't let this upset you, But yeah, it's a great name, isn't it? What a great name.
Oh, fantastic. So the second picture I have, I'll put it on screen for our fans now, but obviously you'll know it from memory. We've got you at Old Trafford. Now, you've mentioned before that you're a boyhood Man United fan.
I am, yeah.
So what is it that got you into Man United then?
I tell you what, that was last year. I'll tell you what the picture was last year, and I was doing a play in Manchester, and in the daytime I had free afternoons. So I went and did the Man United tour. And that was me signing, in the press box for Man United. Yeah. I'm just a massive Man United fan. I've been a United fan since I was, when you're from Cornwall, Cornwall's not really a football. We don't have any. Our nearest club would be Plymouth, and that really didn't appeal to me. So you find a lot of young people when they're little, they just pick like a football team. And my football team was Man United because me and my brother, we loved George Best and Bobby Charlton and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we both became United fans. But I actually did have a trial with Plymouth as a kid, or as a
wow,
which is strange. Wow. Yeah, I love Man United. Even if they're playing really badly, I still love them. They're just great. I just think there's something about Manchester United. It's just this kind of really fantastic football. And I mean, obviously I experienced a lot of good times with the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but I also experienced a lot of shit stuff before that, and I think now it's coming back a bit now. So Yeah, Ten Hag's great. I love him.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, yeah, you've got Rashford scoring again, so that's good. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing better than my club. I support a different shade of red. We're not having the best time right now. So yeah.
Oh no.
I'd rather be in your shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? At least your side of Manchester has a bit of history and respect about it.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
I mean, respect it for that.
Yeah, I mean, I just love Ten Hag. I think he's great. I just think that, he kind of, I wouldn't want to upset him. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I think I saw it in the summer as well. He got all the players doing push-ups and stuff, and I was like, that's what you need, a bit of discipline to manage the personalities. That's exactly what you need.
Definitely, yeah. No.
The final picture I've got there, Simon, is what appears to be you walking an alligator, maybe a crocodile. I don't know. I can't tell the difference there.
Yeah,
and that is the most curious picture in your Instagram. And I have to ask, what is going on in that picture?
That was for a music video for Meekz. The rapper Meekz.
Yeah.
Of which I have to say, I didn't really know much about him. So I basically, in one of his videos, I play a gangster who chases them around London because he stole a load of my money, and then I put him into a lake with a load of crocodiles.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. So I find him, and then I take him on my speedboat, and we shot it in the lake in I can't remember where it was now, but somewhere in one of the counties, and then I throw Meekz off. And yeah, I had to say, he didn't act well in cold water, Meekz. He was quite... I mean, he's a tough kid, but he was bitching a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was that, and I remember that because that crocodile, when it arrived, there was other stuff. There was a python I had to do stuff with, and I really have a thing. I don't really like snakes, so it was supposed to be in my office, and the thing's supposed to be wrapped around me, and I couldn't have that thing wrapped around me, But he did kind of went on my desk. But the crocodile arrived on the back of this car, and I was like, and it just started creeping out, and it was like walking around the car park. I said, "Is it supposed to do that?" It's like 20-foot crocodile, But it had proper teeth and everything. It was a proper crocodile. So basically, it was shot in a tank, and then Meekz jumped in it, and then the crocodile, it was there. But yeah, that was quite funny because he keeps his face covered. You don't know what he looks like and stuff. Meekz, and so I know what he looks like. I met him a few times. But yeah, it was quite a cool little shoot. It was very Guy Ritchie type thing, in suits and stuff. Yeah, but he's cool. Yeah, it was a good shoot. But we did. I think he drives away in a Batmobile or something. It was worth fortunes. It's ridiculous.
Oh wow!
So,
It sounds like it does sound like every day at work you get is just so varied. Like one day you'll be like chucking people into a pool of crocodiles, the next you'll be with snakes, the next you'll be dying in a furnace. It's just like it's endless. It's quite cool.
What a great thing for a guy from Towdress from far.
I know, right? Exactly. Awesome. It's fantastic.
I'm privileged. Every day is a bonus, you know what I mean? So cool.
Yeah. So a bit of a generic question, one that you probably get asked quite a bit, but who are some of the most famous people you've met that maybe you've managed to have the luxury of speaking to, people that you find might be surprising for us?
I have to say, probably the most beautiful woman was Gal Gadot.
Oh, okay.
In Wonder Woman, I had 3 months on Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And she probably is one of the most beautiful women to look at.
Yeah.
And one of the most toughest women. I've seen that woman walk through, mud at 3 o'clock in the morning and never bat an eyelid. She's a tough woman and she's a great actress. And, every day was fantastic with her. Who else? Yeah, I think Christoph, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
I'd say, obviously Chris Pine was on that as well. There was on Wonder Woman, there was a guy called Eugene Braverock who if he gets to watch this, it's a big shout out to Eugene, because he's this sort of 7-foot Indian Native American guy, a fantastic guy, and I just got really close with him because, a lot of it was shot in London, but he didn't have a lot of friends, so we used to meet up at night, and we go out for meals and drinks and stuff like that. He's such a lovely guy, and I've kept in contact with him when he's back in Canada. So yeah, lovely guy, lovely gentle soul, and so lots of people really. I mean, when I was in Silent Witness, became really good friends with Richard Linton, who actually lives not far from me. So we always, like, every other week we'd meet up and have a beer. So yeah, Amelia Fox, all these people. Yeah, some people are, how can I say, less egotistical maniacs than most.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You get, the bigger the stir. I mean, I suppose if I had to pick one moment, which I kind of I couldn't get my head around, was doing a scene in Star Wars with Harrison Ford. I mean, the guy is like a legend and such a cool guy, and to do it, to do a scene leading Carrie Fisher off to meet, Han Solo, I was like, wow, this is crazy, man.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen every day, Yeah. So
another Indiana Jones film was coming out as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he's back in it, and he looks great. I mean, he's a really cool guy. He used to just arrive on set and just like a mountain bike, from his trailer, and just like ride this mountain bike. Carrie Fisher would like come with this entourage of like, 15 strong people. It's hilarious.
I think there was this thing on the Graham Norton show that Harrison Ford was asked what he does to unwind, and he just does DIY. So while certain actors go home and have a glass of wine, Harrison Ford just builds a shed, and it's just like, that's the kind of guy he is.
That's because I think he was a set builder, wasn't he, on Star Wars originally, and they spotted him, and they said, "Would you like to read for a part?" And he did. I mean, that was kind of surreal for me, seeing him. I found it hard to get my head around that kind of moment, because I queued up, as a kid to watch Indiana Jones, and to actually be, this close to him.
I'm a massive Blade Runner fan as well, so I don't think I would be able to comprehend seeing him in person. It would feel really odd to me.
You get a bit of stage shot. I tell you, when I was in EastEnders a little bit, I got a bit of stage shots with the most ridiculous of people, like, because I think you grow up watching them.
Yeah.
And because when I was in Silent Witness, I did a scene. I don't know if you've seen the thing. I do this whole. I'm having an affair with an actress called Tanya Franks, who's in EastEnders, and that was kind of weird, But I mean, I got like stage shots with like Barbara Windsor,
Yeah.
Because I'd watched her as a kid with Carry On films, and then in EastEnders, and I'm looking at her, I think this is mental. It's like that. I mean, I think more so with them, I think, because I think they're more familiar to me. You know what I mean? You can relate a little bit to them because you've grown up with them, sort of thing. It's like, wow, Barbara Windsor.
Yeah.
But,
it feels a bit odd for me right now as well, because like a month ago I killed you off at a hotel, and now you stood in front of me. So it's like it's an odd one. Yeah.
Then we're on about going out for a beer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the least I can do after what I did to you in that hotel. I owe you one. Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah.
I think I would say so.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. But I mean, Jack, anything to add there, or?
I don't think so, mate.
Brilliant. I mean, Simon, obviously you've done a marvelous job of getting through over half an hour with us too. So hats off for that.
Oh, you're welcome. It's been a pleasure.
Do you have any projects coming up that you'd like our fans to know about? Anything we're going to see you in soon you'd like to promote?
I've got a nice film which hopefully will be coming out, which is a film called Kink, which is kind of a little bit like Fight Club, but it's like a women's. So it's basically a fight club for women to kind of beat the crap out of these high-end businessmen. They pay a subscription to have these beautiful women, and I play the guy I play a club owner whose idea it was to get these beautiful women in, and
oh wow,
these judges and businessmen to and then it all goes horribly wrong. But I won't tell you too much about it because I think the trailer comes out in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
So I'll send you a link, and yeah, it's a really good. And the girl who the 2 girls play the lead, yeah, 2 leads is great. So yeah, and I kind of it's kind of loosely based on a true story, but yeah, it's quite a Guy Ritchie-esque, quite dark thing. But they get a bit tired of, guys sort of being a bit sexist to them, and then they beat up a guy at the outside a pub one night where they'd had enough. And lurking in the background is this seedy sort of club owner who has this light bulb moment.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So, yeah.
That actually sounds really intriguing. I want to give that a go.
Yeah. It's gonna go. I think it's gonna go on probably general release sort of middle of the year. But I think that the trailer will be good that comes out. There's quite a lot of stunts in that one. So yeah, I built myself up a bit for that one. Kind of a bit bigger. So yeah. Sort of tattoos and all kinds of shit going on. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic!
So that'd be good.
Keep an eye out
Yeah,
for
that's
that one.
good. Yeah, and the one, this sort of picture of the trailer, that was for Supercell, which comes out, I think the first series comes out this year, and then I think hopefully I'll be in the second series.
Yeah.
So listen, thanks for watching The Butterfly Effect. My name is Simon Bond, and it's been a pleasure to be interviewed by these 2 lunatics. The best one obviously is my Cornish confederate. So yeah, and I hope you enjoy watching Dark Pictures films, and I'm going to get right into it. So, yeah.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you very much. Cheers for
You're welcome.
coming here, Simon.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
All right.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And we'll hold you to that pint in Cardiff.
Yeah.
We will. We'll definitely go out.
Yeah.
Let's get some more of these crazy gamers there as well. So,
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. We'll
Take it easy, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care, Simon.
Thanks a lot, Simon.
Cheers, bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye.